grab your pre-workout and turn up that volume. It is time for a new episode of the Powerlifter's Den with your host, Cam Smith. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Powerlifter's Den. I'm your host, Cam Smith, and today I wanted to bring on Brandon Allen. Why don't you introduce yourself?
What's going on, man? So, I'm Brandon Allen. I'm a former super heavyweight powerlifter. Now I compete in professional arm wrestling and grip sport as well. Strict curl is another thing I dabble in, but kind of all my eggs are in the arm wrestling basket currently. But powerlifting, I had a pretty good run up there in the classic raw category, and my highest total was in 2018. I totaled 2430. That was at Big Dogs 3 in Australia. My opinion, the greatest powerlifting competition ever to exist. Still the highest podium ever to exist. It's funny when you do a raw competition and you total 2430 and you get third place.
Yeah.
That's what it's like when you're on that international stage. Basically, a little bit about myself. I grew up in LA. I played football most of my life, and was always a gym rat and always in the gym. And then, life took me other places, kind of lived all over Southern California. And then I ended up in Vegas about 12 years ago. I used to do heavy equipment operating, and then that was in Cali. I moved out here, got on the books out here, was a union job, and the job was out in this place called Healy, Nevada. And I was like, dude, I GPS the closest gym to the job site was like 2 hours. And I was like, man, I can't fucking do this. Got into the nightlife out here, bouncing and stuff like that. And then found an edge, there's a need for a powerlifting gym at, Vegas in 2015. There was no powerlifting gyms out here. There was a couple that had gone up and down, earlier on in the early 2010s or so, but nothing really stuck. And so I was like, I was driving an hour and 10 minutes to train at Syndicate MMA every day. And I was like, we got to open a gym, man. So we opened up a Filthy Power gym in North Las Vegas, small little 1,200 square foot gym, which where I built myself to be a fucking world champion. So, you don't need a lot to do it, right? All you really need is a barbell and weight and, the right training protocol. And honestly, for me, the biggest thing changed for me that took my career to the next level was a good training partner. I was, like top 5 in the country training under Chad Wesley Smith. And then when Foster Parnell showed up at my gym, it took me to a whole different level. I'm sure, I don't know if you've ever had a good training partner, but it makes all the difference, man. Suffering alone sucks. When you have someone to suffer with you, it just makes it easier.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll never forget Foster one day beat me on a deadlift AMRAP. We had 600 pounds for an AMRAP, and I pulled it for 8, and he pulled it for 12. And I quit, you know what I mean? I got to 8, and I was like, he's not going to get 8 or more. And I quit, and that motherfucker got 12. And he's got a big mouth, and he didn't let me forget that, And I was like, all right, you'll never beat me on another fucking lift again.
Yeah.
And we kind of just took each other to the next level, doing that. So I highly recommend a good training partner for those. Training environment is huge. But so we had the gym, and things were going well. I was working with Iron Rebel at the time. I was with them for like 7 years. One of the first sponsored athletes from them. But Iron Rebel, and the Dennisons, they've always been great to me. I was a USPA lifter. I always competed in the USPA. The only meet I ever did that wasn't USPA was Big Dogs 3 in Australia. I could be loyal, almost loyal to a fault at times, but it's just how I've always been. One powerlifting coach ever my whole career, Chad Wesley Smith, didn't have, wasn't like jumping program to program, just kind of stuck with what was working and whatnot. But I don't know. You want me to go into a little bit of like the powerlifting career or whatnot, or?
Yeah. So I guess we could start off by kind of talking about maybe what was your first meet, kind of what was like the driving factor to get you onto the platform.
Yeah, so I didn't even really know about powerlifting growing up. I was always strong as fuck, always like the strongest kid on the football teams wherever I played ball at. And, I was always a gym rat, spending a lot of time in the gym. And, I was always getting in fucking trouble too, but getting, in the gym kind of kept my sanity. And, I love drinking and partying, but couldn't drink and party too hard because it would affect your training. So it kind of kept me balanced and that kind of shit. But I was out in San Diego working a job out there, and I was just going to local 24-hour fitness, and I ran into Derek Farnsworth out there, pro bodybuilder, and he was like, man, you should use powerlifting. I was like, I don't know. I don't even know what that shit is. The shit they do in Russia, and then there was this cop that trained at my gym, and he was a stocky little dude, and he would, one day I benched like 545 for a double. Mind you, we're talking 24-hour fitness bro press,
Yeah.
bounce it off, ass all the way off the seat. But again, crazy weight, for just being a fucking 280-pound gym bro. So he's like, dude, he's like, you got to compete in powerlifting. I was like, I don't know much about it, man. And so he had a little home gym to do, deadlifts and shit at, because this was 2012. In 2012, there was no such thing as a deadlift in a commercial gym. Never. Like, did not happen. It was you just didn't do it. Never happened. So, especially at 24 Fitness, they have the octagon plates and shit. They can't roll.
Yeah.
So I trained at his gym with him for about 2 months, and then I found a meet, and it was up in like Northern California, so about a 9-hour drive. And I was like, we'll do that over the weekend. Let's go do that. So I drove up there. I competed. It was a USPA event. That's where I met Alan Arts, and he was the head ref for my first competition ever. I think I did a 600-pound squat, like a five. I'm sorry, not a five, like a 450 bench or something like that. I remember I missed 490 because my butt came off the bench. I was never benching with a pause or anything, right? So this was whole different thing. And then I think I deadlifted like 644. The ugliest deadlift form in the world, arms all the way out, kind of a wide stance, just brute strength, just power, So I did that, and I remember during that deadlift, like Alan Arts rushes over to me. He's like, "Dude, you can't deadlift like that. You're gonna hurt your shoulders." I was like, "Well, it's my third attempt. I'm gonna not change anything now." And so I ended up winning that meet, won like best lifter, and I like kind of got bit by the bug. And I was like, "Oh, this is fucking neat, dude." Something I've already been doing, lifting weights. I've been doing this shit for the last 10 plus years. I got a weight set in my garage when I was 12 years old and was completely obsessed and just would train. So again, I was like, all right, this is cool. Getting some recognition for something I'm already doing.
Yeah.
I went to Worlds in Vegas that year at the end of the year, and I won Worlds, and I was like, all right, I like this. I really want to get into it. So I was still living in San Diego at the time, but I was like talking to guys like Stan Efferding and Eric Spoto. And Spoto was like, dude, just fucking move to Vegas, come train out here with us. And I was like, okay, like 5-year-old kid, 26, 24-year-old kid, whatever it was. And I was like, all right. So I packed my shit and moved to Vegas, and then that's kind of how I got out here. And then learned a lot with those guys, and they trained really late though. They trained at like 10 p.m. and I'm a morning guy. Anyone that knows me knows I'm up super early, and it was rough. And I ended up just kind of doing my own thing, but would correspond with them and meet up with them for big lifts and shit like that. But yeah, like then I jumped around a little bit there. So then we started the gym, and started getting real serious into powerlifting. Around that time is where Chad Wesley Smith came into my life. He just hit me up and was like, "Dude, you're so fucking strong. What kind of programming are you doing?" I'm like, "I just go heavy. You know what I mean? Like every day." He's like, "Oh, dude." He's like, "We got to fix that." So he took me under his wing, and I started training juggernaut style block periodization, sub-maximal training. And it was tough to do, me being an egomaniac, meathead, like Instagram blowing up. Like, no, dude, like what I bench 500 pounds. Like, why are we benching 365 for all these reps? This is stupid. Like, I had to learn to like trust the program and shit. But I tell you what, it's the best move I ever made. If you're guys, if you don't have a coach, even at this point in my career, all the knowledge I have and whatnot, I still hire a coach for stuff because it's about accountability, a financial commitment. There's so much to it when you kind of put your stuff, you give your trust to someone else, and you don't want to let them down. So even to this day, I hire coaches for my own stuff. But yeah, so Chad really changed my training up, and my numbers started going up. So I remember at the time, Stan Efferding was number 1 in Nevada with the 2303 raw total, and I was like, I'm gonna break that, and so I did. But then Stan talked shit because I was heavier than him, so it doesn't count. And so all right, motherfucker, I'll go 2400. So we kept pushing the envelope and getting bigger and stronger, and the force feeding and all the gear and whatnot, and a very selfish lifestyle. Didn't do anything but squat, bench, and deadlift, and slept. And I rarely slept, but I would lay there and try to sleep because my sleep apnea was so bad at 350 plus pounds, but stronger than an ox. And then I would say probably like my big meet where it was kind of like maybe the 2303 was kind of where the attention was kind of coming to me. And then because at the time a 2300 pound total was very rare. There was very, very few people that had done that. And then I remember I did Kern 2018. This was a big one. Now this was kind of like towards the end of my career, but where I was on a pretty steep climb very quickly. And it was a Wilks formula meet, so it was just bullshit because you can. I had the highest total in the day and got second place, but by 200 fucking pounds. But we can get into that. it was you know, it was Gracie's meet, and there was $40,000 to first place, 10,000 to second place, and like 1,000 to third place. This was the first big money meet that ever happened in powerlifting. Like before this, dude, like you'd be lucky to win $500. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, so this was real money, and we're like, oh fuck, okay, this is different. It's time to step it up. So I knew it was a Wilks formula, so I couldn't come in massive because I was gonna get fucked in the points. So I came in at like I think I was 332 for that meet, which, you know, it's a small super heavyweight, you know what I mean? But you know, super heavyweight nonetheless. It was, and you know, Larry Wheels was there, Eric Lillybridge, and it was a big deal. You know, Big Boy was there, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking show up. And I really wanted that 1,000-pound squat there. I was really big on it. I don't know if you remember that meet, but that had that wobbly stage.
Yes.
And it was a fucking nightmare up there, dude. Like it was super dangerous. But JP Price, I remember, went for his 1,003 squat, which I believe he got, or he maybe got lighted on it. I'm not, I can't quite remember, but I remember when he walked it out, everyone made the meme where he was shaking, and remember Mark Bell made the meme, he's like moonwalking out with the weight, and it was pretty funny. So I really want 1,000 out of that meet, and mind you, I was talking a lot of shit leading up to this, like I always do. I know how to sell an event, and I remember my opening squat was 925, and I smoked it, and they called me on depth. I've watched that video, man. It was a clean fucking squat, but they called me on depth, and I was like, all right, they're being kind of gay today. And my next attempt was 975. I remember Chad's like, dude, just fucking sink this motherfucker, otherwise you're not going for 1,000. And I was like, all right. So I take 975 down, and it staples me to the floor because I went way lower than I needed to, and it just stapled me. And I was like, holy shit. So whatever, they pull it off me, and I'm a meathead. I remember going to the judges, I'm like 1,003, third attempt. And Chad's like, dude, it's a long drive back to Vegas. You didn't hit your opener. If you miss this, you're bombing out. We need to retake 975. So reluctantly, I'm like, all right, we'll retake 975. So I retake it, and I ended up, you know, doing a great squat with 975. Boom, move on. Bench, I remember bench on that meet. I got fucked on a. We always got. Oh, when we miss it, we got fucked. It was the judge's fault, right? That's fucking. That's what we blame it on someone else. But I had a downward motion call on 579, so I ended up getting stuck with 563 bench. And now it comes down to the deadlift. My second attempt was 843. Mind you, the most I pulled in training was 820. So 843 was already, you know, the way that we program with Chad, though, dude, it was a lot of build-up work, and then the rest. I was always fatigued, so I hit 825 or something like that in a super fatigued state. And then 843, my second attempt flew. And then, so we're doing the math, coming down to the end, and I had already won, you know, in terms of weight. I was the highest total by far, by a lot already. And I think by 200 pounds. And Yuri Belkin from Russia was winning the Wilks formula. So Chad's the wizard doing the math on it, and then he's like, dude, you got like he's beating you by like 3 points in the Wilks. You have to pull it was 887 and a half. He's like, you have to pull 887, whatever that is, to beat him by like 3 points in the Wilks or something like that. I was like, all right, you know, but Chad's very conservative. So Chad was like, I don't think you should do it. He's like, I think you should go for 860, secure the win, get your 20 or secure the second place, get your 2,400 pound total. We'll call it a day. I was like, Chad, I'm already in second place. What the fuck do I have to lose? Like, send that shit. So 887. Larry Wheels had his final deadlift, which is 881, and I was closing out the meet with 887. And again, it was kind of a long shot. Chad didn't really think I was going to get it. And to all of our surprise, I ripped that motherfucker off the floor like nothing. Walked out with it like so fast, such a clean deadlift. And on the down command, I don't know if you remember, but there was a big controversy about this. This is when, like 2 days before the event, they announced that we're using the Kabuki fucking dog shit bars. So it was no longer a Texas bar. Like Kabuki sponsored it last minute, and they're using Kabuki bars. These were like the first time. These were like prototypes. You know what I mean? The bearings on these bars were absolute dog shit. Like you couldn't even get the like roll the weight. So I remember locking it out and clean. I was so happy. On the way down, the bars just rolling. Like the weights are rolling. Like there was no there was too much resistance. Like it wouldn't stop it from rolling, and it ripped my hand. I ripped a fucking pad of skin off my hand, a huge pad of skin, and I dropped it on the way down. And I went from getting first place and winning $41,000 to getting second place and winning $11,000 because you won 1,000 for winning your class, and then the 10,000 was for second place overall. I was fucking pissed. Again, I held it together. I remember driving home. I made a pretty viral reel where I'm like, oh, everything's fine. I don't care. And the next reel, I'm fucking banging my head on the steering wheel, hating myself. So, but again, we kind of knew where I was now. We knew like a 2,400-pound total was there, you know what I mean, for sure. And, 25 at the time, Andrei Mahalichev had the world record of 25:03 or 25:01. And I was like, I need to break that record before one of these other assholes like Dan Bell starts really stepping it up. You know what I mean? Because you kind of see me and Dan Bell were going back and forth, but I can see how much bigger he was getting physically. And I knew he had more potential for strength than I did. Um, so that year, I've been invited to big dogs every year, but there was no reason to go unless you could win. It was a huge financial investment going to Australia, and Iron Rebel is gonna be covering a lot of that. 8-Man as well was my other sponsor. So and a lot came out of pocket. So we had to wait till we knew we were pretty confident that I could win it. This year we were pretty confident I would win it. So I'm going to big dogs. So the prep for Kern, I actually hurt my knee in the prep for Kern and wasn't able to do my final squat in training, but everything held up fine. I squatted the 975, everything was good, but there was some pain in my knee. I remember taking like 7 or 8 weeks off of squatting after that meet to kind of let my knee mend up, and come back into it. I'm like, okay, everything feels fine. Maybe a couple months into training, prepping for current or for big dog. Mind you, guys, this is how insane my peaks used to be. When I squatted 718 or 716, whatever the kilo conversion is, when I started my prep for big dogs, and it took everything I had, 716, and 9 weeks later, I squatted 1,008 pounds. So
that's crazy.
It's nuts on how good we used to peak, man. But that was from all that. I had pretty good workload capacity and decent fitness for a super heavyweight. So prepping for big dogs, my knee, man, it's fucked up, and it's real fucked up to the point where I'm blasting BCP 157, TB 500 growth hormone into it every day, to try to get it to hold together. And again, I end up not being able to take one of my big squats in training because of it. And then we go to Australia, and I remember being real nervous about my knee. Like, fuck, man, I hope this thing doesn't blow out. I'm having nightmares thinking about Brandon Lilly when he blew out his knee in LA in 2013, and then went to Australia at Capo in 2015 and blew his knee out again up there. And it was a lot of money out of pocket. To, it's they don't cover your health insurance when you're in a different country. So I remember being real nervous about it. But get to Australia, and I'm 360 pounds, a fat piece of shit, waddling around, just miserable, juiced to the fucking gills, blood pressure through the roof. If I stuck my belly for growth hormone with an insulin pen, I'd pull out and blood would be squirting out of it. Like, dude, yeah, bro, bad, terrible shape. And again, I wasn't even running a crazy amount of gear. I mean, I was running a lot of gear, but I know a lot of guys that were running a lot more. So that's how you justify it in our world. Like, oh well, he's doing twice as much, so I'm fine. But yeah. So we go to Australia, and it was that was a tough meet. You know what I mean? There was 9 of us, and in years past they had like intermissions, like lower level people lifting in between, kind of gave you a break. But that wasn't the case for this year. And for Big Dogs 3, it was just us 9 lifters, and there was no resting. And I'll go into that a little bit because I wasn't prepared, and I don't think anyone else was, but had I known, I would train a little different. We were taking 10 to 12 minute rest on the top sets in training like you would in a meet.
Yeah.
In between, you go through 10 guys, it's about 10, 12 minutes before he gets back to you. So we're trying to be as sport specific as possible in terms of my training. Ended up not being that way. So I'll get into the meet. So we're in the back, and this is my chance to go heads up versus Eric Lillybridge, who I was battling against in terms of numbers my whole career. And we finally get to be on the same platform. We're both super heavyweights. It's in Australia where he lives, and I'm like, all right, this is it. So I'm in the back, and people are telling me Eric doesn't like to get fucked with before a meet, so I'm talking his ear up about nothing and just driving him crazy, and doing everything I can to just kind of fucking get in his head a little bit. And I remember my warm ups, doing huge jumps on my warm ups just to kind of scare everybody. And like I squatted like 881 or something in the back, and just sleeves, no wraps. You know what I mean? Just total waste of energy, just a total dickhead move. But my knee was an issue for sure. And my wife wraps for me and all that. And definitely, I think Jenny is probably the first and maybe only to wrap her husband's knees for a 1,000-pound raw squat. But so we're getting ready for it. And, how'd it go? But I was the second to last to squat. Odell Manuel being the last one. I squatted 1,008 very fast, very clean, and was almost mad at myself because I knew there was more there. But again, we're kind of thinking in our heads, save it for the deadlift. because at that time too, no one had squatted 1,000 and pulled 900 in the same meet. That had not been done. So that was kind of on my radar, thinking, okay, I squatted 1,000 pretty clean. Maybe that 900-pound deadlift will be there at the end of the day. None of us were told the speed of anything or nothing at all. So we hit our squats. We're all fucking fat. We're all dying. And they want me to come out and give a speech. So I'm out there talking. And I don't know if you remember that, but I'm like, in America, we walk our squats out. Because I was the only asshole to not use the monolift and walk out my squat. So again, I'm out of breath on stage, and I go to the back and they're like, here, sign the golden monolift. So I signed the golden monolift because anyone that squats 1,000 is to sign the golden monolift. And then they're like, all right, Brandon, you got 15 minutes. I was like, oh shit, 15 minutes to warm up for bench. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go get something to eat. It's like, no. 15 minutes until bench starts. And me and Sean Doyle, who's the only other guy from the USA there, we look at each other and we're like, what the fuck? So we get on the bench and we're just going red, as quick as we can to give ourselves a little bit of break before we hit our opening bench. So I think I hit like maybe my opener was 525. So maybe I hit like 500 or something in the back, or 485, whatever the kilo is. And then, so my opening bench, I think, was 525. And then I remember Eric Lillibridge's second attempt was 530, and he missed it. And then he came back and got on his third. So I know I didn't have to, I already beat him on squat, and I'm ahead of him a little bit on bench. I know his deadlift might be a little better than mine, but I'm feeling pretty confident. I know I can beat Eric, and that's what I really wanted to do. I wanted to win the whole thing, but beating Eric was definitely a priority. And then I hit my second attempt bench, 567. My wife tries to take blame for this, but it was my fault. But we unracked it. She kind of got a little too far out. I fought it back. Again, it's just one of those mental things. She's saying it's her fault. But I remember thinking it was so light. I'll never forget that feeling. Oh, dude, this is so light. I'm gonna bench 600 today. Boom, and then just getting out of groove and like, boom, back down on me, and they take it off me. And I remember fucking hating myself for that so bad, because I knew I could go more, and I know what Chad's gonna tell me. So I'm talking to Chad, on the phone. And he's like, dude, retake that shit. He's like, you cannot win with a 525 bench. You need to retake that shit. And I'm like, fuck, man, because I know that means I'm going to have to stretch my deadlift. So I retake the 567, absolutely destroy it. So mad at myself. I should have went like 579 or something, but it is what it is. So 567 bench, I'm stuck with that fucking number. And then it comes down to deadlift. Odell Manuel opened up with like 881, hurt his hamstring, but he got the deadlift. So he was beating me at the time. So Peter Petros was in first because he benched like fucking 630 or something retarded. He's from Czech Republic. And so Peter Petros in first, I'm in third, Odell's in second. Odell's hurt though. And I'm like, okay, so we're coming down to the third deadlift. I could have went for an 881 deadlift, which again, it may seem like a lot, but that would have been a pretty comfortable third attempt for me at that time. I probably would have smoked that, maybe even for a double, like in terms of like gym lifting. So, but again, I didn't come there for fucking second place. You know what I mean? Because if I would have hit 888 or 881, I would have been beating Odell and would have been in second behind Peter, but I couldn't have beat Peter with that deadlift. So again, I didn't fly all the way to Australia for second place. This is kind of a thing of mine. I go big or go home, right? And so we're doing the math on it, and I remember telling him, like, Chad's like, you need 898. So I tell him 898, like that'll be my attempt. And then in my head, I'm like, fuck, that's not 900. So I go back and tell him, change it to 905, and then they change it to 905. Then I'm like, no, wait, hold on, we got to get this down. So I go back in, change it to 889. So they change back to 889. You can only get 3 changes. And then last second, I tried to change it again. They're like, you can't change it. And they're like, all right, whatever. 898 is what it is. So 2 pounds under 900. And I don't know if you saw that, but it's about as close as you can get to a deadlift and not get it. You know what I mean? I got it up past my knee, kind of past that typical sticking point.
Yep.
It was into my thighs, and dude, like I was going out. Like I kind of don't even really remember it. I just remember like thinking, if I don't let go of this bar, I'm gonna fucking pass out. So I dropped it and ended up getting third place. Fucking pissed, but I won like $6,000 or something like that. But pretty disappointed in myself. But had I known that was going to be my last meet ever, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you would have tried harder. Who knows? But I tried as hard as I can. At least I thought. So that happens. We come home. My knee is fucking destroyed. I'm rehabbing the knee, and again another 7 or 8 weeks off, and then it starts to feel good again. Of course, blasting the peptides and the growth hormone, thinking I'm fine. And then we start in prep for Kern 2019. So I would try to only compete once or twice a year. You know, at this point, you're so strong, and
Yeah.
you know, after you compete, you get weaker after, and then it takes so long to build back up to that. You can only do it so many times in a year. And then, so I'm prepping for Kern 19, and we had Iron Rebel out. Andy Huang, my one of my buddies, was out here at the time. That huge Asian guy, you might know him as.
Yep.
And you know, mind you, I was pretty confident there was going to be 1,050 plus squat that prep. So that day was 925. It's nothing, you know what I mean? It's a weight I can triple. So we're warming up, and I remember on my first rap set, I go outside with my wife out of the gym after I hit it. And I was telling her, like, dude, my knee's fucked up. She's like, stop. She's like, you're done then, just stop. I'm like, no, I'm like, Iron Rebel has a fucking camera crew out here. I felt obligated, just my own, you know, being a meathead. I was like, yeah, I was like, no, I feel obligated. I got to do it. And I wanted to do it, you know, if we're being honest. So we go back in there at 925. Again, something that should be fairly routine for me at this point. You know, I walk it out and, you know, sink it down. And in the hole, I hear fucking 2 or 3 pops. Pop, pop, pop. And my leg shifts in on me. And I thought it was in my hip, you know, and my leg shifts in on me. And I still stand up and walk out 925, not knowing what kind of damage had been done. And I remember putting it in the rack. And then I remember, oh, fuck. And my wife pulls off my knee wrap. And then I knew it was my knee, because then I felt all kinds of movement going on.
Yeah.
And so I know something's fucked up. They sit me down in a chair. I'm sitting there looking at it. You guys can watch this video. It's on Iron Rebel's YouTube channel. But my kneecap's off to the side, and I'm like sitting there like, I don't know how bad it is. I heard a little pop. I don't think it's anything serious. Maybe my MCL, which should be fine. You know, I got to meet in 7 or 8 weeks. Like, oh yeah, we'll be all right. And my buddy at the time, Derek Whita, he's you might know who he is. He's got one leg. He's a CrossFit amputee athlete. So he's got his crutches in the truck. So he's like, dude, let me get my crutches for you. So he goes in his crutches, and they're little midget crutches. So I'm like on him, wheeling around to get up the gym. Mind you, this on a Friday. I can't see my specialist until a Monday. So all weekend long, I'm just sitting in the house smoking weed, trying to convince myself this isn't that bad. I can't walk at all. I can't put any pressure on my right leg, but I'm gimping around and thinking I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So we go and see my doctor, and yeah, he's a knee specialist, is what he does out here in Vegas, and he, you know, he had seen the video because one of his PTs works at my gym, is a friend of mine, so he already knew what time it was. And he kind of had an idea, and he's like, all right, he's like, Brandon, I want you to lift your leg up, you know, and I'm like, so I like lean all to my way to the side, and I use my hip to kind of swing my leg. He's like, no, no, no. He puts his hands on my hip. He's like, lift your leg forward, and it was a very strange feeling. I can get my toes and my feet, my calves to move. I could not extend my quad. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, you ruptured your quad tendon. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like how bad is it? He's like, if we don't do surgery, you'll never fucking walk again, dude. He's like, it's bad. So what happened? I snapped my patella tendon, and then I tore the quadricep completely off the bone, and it rolled up into my hip. So that was what happened when my wife pulled the knee wrap off. My quad sucked up into my leg. So you know, I'm like, well, I mean, how long till I can squat again? He's like, dude, you're done, bro. He's like, you're gonna be out for a solid year. You know how it is. Like, you hear a year, it's a lifetime. It's I'm done. It's over. Especially in powerlifting, you're only as good as your last meet, and they happen so quick, and you kind of lose that clout real quick, you know. And I was on top of the world, making great money, competing, like just living the dream, happy with my wife and the gym and all this cool shit. And that happened, and I was like, fuck, dude, like this sucks. So, whatever it is, what it is. Well, you know, you got to get it repaired. And so I get my knee repaired. I think I was like 363 pounds. So imagine my poor wife. Luckily, she's strong as fuck, having to move my fat ass around and like getting me off the couch and shit. And she'd be at work. I'd be pissing in bottles all day. She'd get home, a bunch of bottles lined up. I'm like, all right, help me get to the bathroom so I can take a shit. I've been holding this all day. Like it was fucking rough, bro. It was rough because I'm an outgoing person. I like to be talking at the gym. What on? I was just stuck in there, dude, and like playing video games like a fucking loser. Like, just hated myself. And then so my knee's getting better, I'm going to rehab and PT and whatnot, and I'm able to do body weight squats now. Like, I'm feeling pretty fucking happy, and you know, I'm feeling good. I'm like, man, no, like I just filmed another video with Iron Rebel. I remember in the video I'm talking shit like, hey man, this being top 5 in the world shit is bullshit. I'm gonna be number 1. I'm coming back. Like, it's fucking on. I was so motivated, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking, we're good. I was still benching like 550, like, you know, so I was still strong. And so this is now 4 months after the surgery. Again, I'm walking, limited mobility in my knee, but able to do a body weight squat. So confident. And we had just opened up the new gym. down in Vegas, downtown. So, I get on my bike, I'm on the Harley, I'm going to fucking, and I just got this new bike too. And I'm on my way to the gym and, I get fucking T-bone, dude, at 50 miles an hour. And, crushed 5 vertebrae in my spine, broke my pelvis, cracked my elbow. It was just, it's just fucked, man. So I remember, getting hit and being in the air with my legs coming over me and trying to get the ground. And when I hit the ground, like, thinking like boom, and then I was still awake, and I remember thinking like, okay, that's odd. Okay, I'm awake. That's probably a good thing, or am I not awake? I don't know. But I'm laying there on the ground, and it's like middle summer, 110 degrees out. The asphalt's probably 130. I'm burning, so I can feel my upper body, but my legs, I can't feel anything in my fucking legs. It's a little nerve wracking. And I remember the responding fire officer, the first one, he gets in there, he's like, "Holy shit, it's Brandon Allen." He's like, "How's your knee?" No. I'm like, "I don't know, dude." I was like, I fucking have no idea. So, they get me on the fucking gurney, get me in the ambulance and take me off. And, I get the bad news about what's all fucked up. And, I'm alive, but, pretty fucked at this point. And, the thought of, lifting heavy again, is I'd be stoked to be able to walk and like run at this point, maybe jump.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That's what I'm thinking. So, we start the rehab process of that, and things are going good. And, but nothing's the same. You know what I mean? Every time I'd get under load, it'd be in my head, and the back muscles were so fucked up. And I kind of knew it was the end of this chapter of my life, and it sucks. You know what I mean? It costs us a lot of money. I lost my whole career, but it's fighting illegal aliens. So cool, right? That's America for you.
Yeah.
I guess my white privilege had worn out. But my whole career's ended, and I'm just super depressed at this point. But I want to compete. You know what I mean? I'm an aggressive guy. It's a way to do. It was a big part of my life. And a friend of mine, Eric Spoto, who I've talked about previously, and a lot of people don't know this, but Eric Spoto, on top of his world record 722 raw bench, he's also a fucking amazing arm wrestler and one of the strongest on the planet. At it. So at the time, the Las Vegas arm wrestling team was training at my gym, and Eric would try to get me to come down to go to a few practices. I just didn't. I don't know. It was cool. It hurt my elbow so bad I couldn't bench press. I was like, it's not for me. But after the injuries and whatnot, I was like, maybe I need to take this. Maybe this is something I can do. So I'll never forget. This is at the end of 2020, and then Eric calls me. He's like, "Hey, dude," he's like, "you got to come to the gym tonight to practice." He's like, "A world champion's coming here. I want you to meet him." And then if you're a world champion tennis player, I want to meet you, right? So I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'll come in there." So I'm in there, and I see this 6'6" fucking gorilla, tall, lengthy motherfucker, skinny as hell though, coming in, and it's Devin Larratt. Yep. And Eric's, and I'm looking at him, and Eric tells me, he's like, "That guy will fucking destroy him." I'm like, "Stop it." I'm like, "No, okay, Eric, with your 24-inch fucking arms, yeah, okay." And I watch him pull, and I was just fucking amazed. I was like, "Holy shit, okay, there's something to this." And I was pretty bit by it, bro. I was pretty addicted to it. I wanted to learn and wanted to get better at it. So I kind of dove all in arm wrestling, but this is actually, yeah. And this is like right around COVID and shit like that. So there's nothing to fucking do but watch YouTube videos, and I'm watching the WAL and all these Devin Larratt matches, and I know that guy, and I'm just totally addicted to it. And so I'm training arm wrestling training now, and I suck. You know what I mean? I suck at it. You suck at everyone sucks at something when you first start. So, but I'm strong, but just terrible. No tendon strength. And I did my first tournament. There was a tournament up in Utah, and I drove up there, and it was at FitCon, or a friend that was hosting that event asked us to come out. So we went up there and participated in that. And I won, it wasn't a big turnout, but I won the whole thing, left and right hand. And then shortly after that, I remember I was in Montana, and we're off-roading, and I get a call from Dave DePew. And I'm like, why the fuck's Dave calling me? So I answer him, "Hey, what's up, Dave?" He's like, "Hey, I'm hosting the King of Cali arm wrestling event at my gym out here in San Diego. And I was wondering if you'd be interested in having a super match with me." So those of you that don't know, in the arm wrestling world, there's tournaments, which are kind of basically one or double elimination. And you can pull multiple guys in a day. You don't really know who's the strongest because you could get different lineups and different styles. But then there's super matches where it's you versus another guy, usually best of 5 or more. And you kind of know who's the better guy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, you want me to have a super match? Like, that was like the top guys had super matches. And, I'm like, all right. I was like, fuck it. I'll have a super match with you. So now I'm like, all right, now we got to get serious about training. So, I'm getting serious about arm wrestling training. I'm getting ready for my match with Dave DePew. And then one morning I wake up, I get up fairly early, and it's, 4 or 5 in the morning. And I have 2 voice messages from Larry Wheels. I'm like, the fuck is Larry messaging me for in the middle of the night? So I'm on the shitter and I play him and I'm listening. And I remember just being like, "Holy fuck, babe!" And she's like, "What? What?" I'm like, "Larry Wills wants to have a fucking arm wrestling match with me." She's like, "What?" So mind you though, like this is before I even have my match with Dave DePew.
Yeah.
So now it's a lot of pressure on me because if I lose my match with Dave DePew, that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not they're going to ask me to come out and pull Larry.
Yeah.
So Larry is they haven't publicized it or anything. He's telling me to keep it under the wraps. I'm like, yeah, sure, I understand. I got to win my match. So I go to San Diego. I have my match with Dave. I beat Dave pretty handily 3-0. So now confidence is building. Dave's the guy who's been arm wrestling for 15 years, and he's a powerlifter and strongman, super big hand, does grip training. He's a strong fucking guy. So I was very happy to beat him. And then now we're going to Dubai to pull Larry fucking Wheels at King of the Table 2. And again, I'm a very new arm wrestler. I barely understand what the difference between hooking and top rolling is at this point. I just know that I'm really strong at doing this, and if I go like this, and then I can kind of win sometimes. So we're prepping for my match with Larry, and the internet's destroying me. Like, this is so stupid. Send Spoto out there. We don't want to see him pull Larry. Like, Larry's gonna kill him. And because Larry had been pulling for maybe a year or two longer than me at this point. We're still pretty new, but Larry was definitely more experienced than I was at this point. And so we go to Dubai, and I bulked up for that match. It was like 320 pounds, and I'm up there with Gennady and Hermes Gasparini, John Brezink, Devin Larry, like in Dubai. Like, this is surreal, And so I had my arm wrestling match, and I don't know if you follow that or you saw anything of that, but so the first 2 rounds I just get dog smacked by Larry, and but I knew that was going to happen because I knew endurance was going to be a thing. That's the thing about best of 5. Actually, this was best of 6 with a silver bullet, so technically best of 7 event. So I knew that I could out endure Larry because he's super big and juiced up, and those muscles are going to swell up, and eventually they're not going to work. And that's what happened. So I ended up winning that match 4-2.
There we go.
Yeah, so I won the match with Larry 42, and then now tons of calls of other events. All these killers that have been arm wrestling for 15, 20 years are asking me to have matches with them. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, get the fuck out of here! I pulled Larry, who sucks as well. Me and Larry both suck at arm wrestling. Like, don't make it. No, it was a strength contest versus 2 guys that suck at arm wrestling. So, I'm not pulling you guys. What the fuck? So, ended up taking a year off the sport, and a year off of gear. Went completely natty daddy, and just to get health in check, and for a few other reasons and stuff like that. But then started building back into it. Now I've probably been back into training. It's been a year. No, probably less than a year still less than a year that I've been back into training, and had a lot of opportunities as of late too. So right back into I missed a little bit in there after my match with Larry. I when I was natty daddy, I'd cut all the way down to 232. Mind you, I'm a 300-pound guy.
I was gonna say you weigh less than me.
Yeah, I was down. Mind you, I was only 232 for about an hour, and then right back up to 260. But it was a water cut thing. But anyways, I had a match in in LA at the LA Fit Expo, and got my ass destroyed. Just so weak and malnutrition, just not myself. You know what I mean? You can just see it. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to compete at this weight. I'm going to wait until I put some weight back on because this is fucking stupid. So the guy who I lost to when I started getting back into it and putting weight back on, I ended up having a rematch with him, and I beat him very well, very easily. And then ended up having another match versus Casey Stevens, who's Grizzly. He does slap fighting. I don't know if you guys follow that.
Yeah, that shit's
400-pound dude. He dropped Tim Sylvia. Remember UFC world champion Tim Sylvia, 6'8", big ass white dude that fought UFC. He had his first slap fight when Tim Sylvia and dropped him like fucking 4 times. So
damn,
this dude's huge. But so I had an arm wrestling match with him. I beat him. And then there was a match in an event in Arizona. I pulled the number 6 ranked guy in all of Mexico. I beat him pretty easily. And then I get offered a match to pull this guy named RVJ, Rob Vigent Jr. And RVJ is a fucking monster. He's only like 240, 230, but he's 6'1", 6'2". His hand is about an inch longer than mine. He's a world champion at all the grip sport. He's 200-pound strict curl guy. So all the strengths I have, he has better than me. You know what I mean? And he's a better arm wrestler. But you get offered to pull these guys that have been in the sport 15, 20 years. How do you say no? I have nothing to lose. I'm supposed to lose.
Yeah.
So I went out to New Jersey, pulled RVJ, lost that 3-0, but it was a good fight. It wasn't like I just got dog shitted on.
Yep.
So again, kind of knowing where my level's at, and that's been my most recent Then shortly after that, I had a left-handed match, but no one cares about left-handed. No one cares about
Hey,
left-handed.
I'm a lefty.
But yeah, yeah. Oh, you're lefty?
Yeah.
Well, you'd be insignificant in the arm wrestling world. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's actually funny because there are world champion left-handed, and there are the big events do have left-handed matches too. It's just it's a smaller pool, right? So less people care about it, but it's still an important arm. I'm just talking shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I've been up to recently, and then I know I've been talking for a good 40 minutes, but that's I'm sure that's why you had me on here, right? And within that time, I hit a 200-pound strict curl. I'm looking to do a 200-pound strict curl competition this year at the Olympia. 200-pound is considered international elite in the strict curl world, so that'd be cool to be able to do that. I did a grip competition. I won. I want to do a couple more of those. I really enjoy grip training. I don't know why, because it sucks and it's like super humbling because it makes very lightweight feel heavy, and I don't have a terribly big hand. So the size of your hand goes a long way in grip sport and leveraging and whatnot. But yeah, I just love it. You know what I mean? It helps with arm wrestling too. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now, man. Just still I got a couple arm wrestling matches coming up here shortly. I've been invited to a really big one I want to go to, but it's in Manchester, England, and unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to go at this time just as too quick notice and whatnot to make that happen. But yeah, I don't know. You have any questions or anything? I know I just kind of ranted a bit.
Yeah, we'll go through a few. So I guess one of the first ones that I want to know is kind of the whole walking out the squat thing. Where did that come from? Why did you refuse to use the mono?
Kurt Kozłowski's, man, my idol in terms of the squat world and powerlifting world. So if Kurt was saying back in the day, there was a ton of guys that could squat 1,000 pounds in the gym using the monolift, but you couldn't do a competition. We had to walk it out. So I just didn't feel right taking records from people that did it the way that it's supposed to be done. And then you have this new age of powerlifting, which is super fucking woke and gay. And everyone's like, "Oh, it's for safety. It's for safety." Like, you pick it up and take 2 fucking steps. What are we? So powerlifting just went in a whole different direction than I feel like, I don't know, maybe everyone probably thinks like my generation was the lost tough generation, but I kind of feel like mine really was, you know what I mean? Like, things just started getting really gay after that. And, I just didn't want to go out there, Australia, be on the world stage and watch this video 10, 20 years from now and be like, oh, why didn't you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do it the right way, especially if I was taking a record from somebody or something like that. At the time, I was pretty confident I was going to break the all-time world record, the 2,500 pound total. So I wanted to do it the proper way. Could I have gotten 50 plus pounds out of the monolith? Sure, everyone does, but I didn't want to do it that way. So me being a stubborn meathead, that's how I did it. My coach, Chad Wesley Smith, is a G. He went out there and did the same fucking thing the year before, so I wasn't gonna let him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean I think especially for raw, even reps, you can manage walking. Obviously, you can't walk out like a multiply squat. Like that's just a completely different ball.
Of course, it's a different sport though.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a similar sport, but whole different world. You know what I mean?
I like to say it's like comparing broad jump to pole vault. So
sure, yeah. You're both jumping, just different ways of doing it.
Exactly. And so I guess going back to a little bit what you were saying earlier about you having a coach, even being a top level guy, something that's been reoccurring with even other guests who are elite lifters is everyone has a coach. Your coach has a coach, and I think it's important to just make sure kids out there, especially younger kids, are kind of getting their foot in the door in the right way.
100%, dude. When I got into the grip world, I don't know anything about grip training. I don't, so I hired, who's the best? Jed Johnson. So I reached out to Jed Johnson. I hired him. I worked with him for 6 months. I learned a ton. Now I can pass that information on to my clients and my athletes and stuff like that. So again, there's a mutual beneficial. You hire someone, you learn from them. Now you possess that knowledge to teach it to other people. Even now, right now, I've been doing all my own programming as of late, and I've been making a ton of progress, but I'm at a point where I'm kind of hitting a wall.
Yep.
And, I reached out to a guy who's very, very smart and kind of knows more about me than these things, and especially in the arm lifting world, because I know how to move big muscles very fast. Arm wrestling is very different, static muscles, that more tendon strength. So I reached out to a guy and I'm telling him what I'm doing. He's like, dude, you're doing way too fucking much. No wonder you're not recovering. So sometimes you need that, and there's levels of people. I might be an exception, and I'm sure you are, and other people are. If you're in this world, guys that are going to do a little too much. There's the majority of people, they're going to do too little.
Yeah.
So most of us need to hire a coach to have someone push us and make sure we're doing enough work. Other of us need to make sure we have a coach to simplify things and get a little more specific on things and make sure we're doing the right work and not burning down the entire fucking village and hoping it recovers. Actually, a great thing that Devin Larratt actually expressed to me when I first got into this training was, and he was talking about philosophy about training and whatnot. And he was telling me, he's like, that's why I use that analogy about burning down the village. He's like, you're used to burning it all down and rebuilding it all. He's like, arm wrestling, you don't do that. He's like, you need to be a welder, technician. You need to get into these little spots and very hot, but very little spot and work these little spots. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So that's kind of what this new guy's reiterating to me as well. So again, even myself will hire a coach. If I were going to do a powerlifting meet right now, I would be reaching out to Chad Winston Smith.
Yeah.
I know how to powerlift program. I know how to do all that, but I need someone else to tell me what to do, and I need someone else to hold me accountable, and I need a financial incentive as well.
Yeah.
A financial incentive is fucking massive, okay?
Yeah.
Especially in this fucking economy. If I'm giving someone $250 a month, I'm gonna make sure I do every damn thing they tell me to do.
For sure.
So there's something to it, what I mean, as well.
Yeah, and like a coach is like they're either your gas pedal or your brakes. Like obviously, like the top level guys, it's more the brakes and the gas pedal. But some people are like, well, I want to do the sport, but I don't know what I'm doing. So that's they don't have like the discipline to stick with the program. So like if you're paying someone, you're like, well, shit, I gotta do this, or I'm just wasting my money.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the financial incentive is massive, dude. It's a big driver for myself. You know what I mean? It's a big driver for myself.
Yeah, and I was actually talking with one of the gym owners that I train at today about strict curling. I guess a little hint for next week is I'm having Leroy Walker on the podcast. So
oh fuck yes, my boy.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have him on too. And we were talking about just like how crazy like that the American record is 226. Like it's such a different sport that like obviously there's 1,000-pound squats, 1,000-pound deadlifts, 1,000-pound benches, and banchers, which that's a whole other fucking thing. But like it's such a fine-tuned muscle. Like there's so many different little intricacies to it. So it's kind of cool to watch.
The all-time world record is 256, I believe, or 258 by this Russian dude with like these massive arms. Granted, though, there's a lot of controversy in the strict curl world too because there's different positioning and grips on the bar.
Yep.
So Denis Saplankov, who's one of the best arm wrestlers to ever live as well, he's a pro strongman. He's done everything. It's just if you look up arm wrestling, you probably will find a picture of Denis Saplankov. And the biggest hands, he's the one that crushes the walnuts and shit with his fingers.
Yeah.
But he does a strict curl. He does wide grip on it and hits. He held the world record for a long time with like 253. And then the new Russian guy that came in, he does it narrow grip. So I don't know if Devin or Dennis recognizes it. I know a lot of guys don't recognize it and they'll hate on it. Same with Leroy. Leroy does a narrow grip, and a lot of the Russians don't like that. So I've been doing it the fucking right way. I'm doing a wide grip because I'm a fucking meathead, bro.
Yep.
I'm gonna do it the hardest way possible. It's because I'm retarded,
Yeah, so I guess kind of wrap things up here. I guess what's kind of next in store for you?
Arm wrestling, man. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I can't explain it. It's so much scarier than powerlifting in so many ways. It's another man holding on to you and dictating to you what you can do. That's hard to do if you're a fucking EO meathead like me. But again, it's very motivating. The best way to describe arm wrestling is jiu-jitsu for the wrist.
Yeah.
Anyone that's ever rolled, you'll know, you know what I mean, what I'm talking about. Like, there's a move to counter every move, and you can brute force through moves, but it's way easier to be a technician. And that's why I love it. And then not only that, you don't see very many old powerlifters or strongmen. You know what I mean? They're very rare. There's Nick Best, there's Mark Felix's, there's Stan Efferding's. Very rare guys that can do it at the high level that are very big, or that are especially big.
Yeah, for sure.
You got John Brzezinski at 60 years old, still smashing 20-year-olds. You know what I mean? In arm wrestling, and I'm not talking about your local arm wrestling guy at 20 years. I'm talking about world motherfucking champion. So, as we get older, our tendons get stronger, and we lose. We have atrophy of the muscles. But when you're on gear, you don't have atrophy of the fucking muscles, and the tendons just continue to get stronger. So, arm wrestling is a static tendon strength based sport. So it's one of those things that I can see myself doing for a long time. You know what I mean? And it's not very demanding on the body.
Yeah.
I've never thrown up from an arm wrestling workout. I've thrown up from many squat workouts and deadlifts. So it's a lot easier to train for. It hurts. Don't get me wrong. It fucking hurts. You ever do you low bar squat or high bar?
Yeah, low bar.
So you know about elbow pain?
Oh yeah.
Times it by 20, bro. But just focal, just right in there. So it hurts like a motherfucker, but it's a lot of fun. And when you're losing to someone who you're stronger than, but you can't figure it out, and then you finally figure out this one little slight millimeter adjustment changes everything. You're like, holy shit, I can't wait to try this on all these other guys now. So that's why I really love arm wrestling. But like I said, strict curl, I'm probably going to do strict curl at Olympia. I'll be looking to close in on that 200-pound strict curl there. But my main goal right now is just to be a healthy weight and be strong.
Yep.
So my last match with Rob, I went up to like 320 again. It's just too big. I'm not a 1,000-pound squatter anymore. I don't need to carry all that midsection mass. You know, like, I'm the core king. You know what I mean? That's I'm always big on the core. You know, all my deadlifts I did beltless and whatnot. But you don't need that in arm wrestling. But you know, with me knowing every time I put on weight, I get stronger. It's really hard not to just start packing down the food to get stronger. But then you get so fucking big and fat, you can't even get close enough to the table. You know, so it's like catch 22. But I would say my primary goal right now is to be in a healthy weight, but as strong as possible at it. So, like I said, I'm in caloric deficit currently. I was 320 in January. I'm down to 294 this morning. I'm at 294, but kind of flat. I'd like to be waking up at like 290, but feeling full. You know what I mean? So maybe I need to get down to like 280 and then like do a slight little bump up to 290. And then the end goal would be like to be 275 and be comfortable at that weight and be strong. Because at 275, I don't need to wear a CPAP. And there's a lot of other, you know, health benefits to it. Obviously, there's no such thing as a healthy 300-pounder. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. Just not have oxygen in the air, you know, for your muscles and whatnot. So, yeah, I would say that's probably what I got going on as of late, brother.
For sure. And then, so my final question is, if you could give a word of advice to a powerlifter going into their first meet, or maybe someone considering their first meet, what would it be?
Hire a fucking coach. And listen, it doesn't need to be me, but I'm available. But listen, like, you need a coach, because number one, safety. It's a big part of it. You don't know what you're doing. You want someone that's done it. And don't hire some fucking dork. You want to hire some fucking dork that read about what to do, or do you want to hire someone that did it, right?
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me. When I was climbing, I had tons of guys that were very smart reaching out to me to offer me coaching and training and stuff like that. But I'm looking, I'm like, dude, I'm way stronger than you and bigger than you. Like, why the fuck am I going to listen to you? And then, you know, then when Chad Wesley Smith reached out, here's a guy who's bigger than me. Here's a guy who's stronger than me. Here's a guy who's smarter than me. Kind of a no-brainer, and he's got the experience. So it was very easy for me to take advice from someone that's doing what I want to do. It would be very hard for me to take advice from someone that hasn't done it. And I would advise that to you too. If you're looking for a coach, find someone that's done what you want, or something that you want. You know what I mean? If you want to take this to the next level, find someone that's taking it to the next level. If you want to just be, if you're having fun, you're a hobbyist, and you're doing some weekends, by all means, have your buddy coach you. You know what I mean? That's done a meet or two. You know, that's totally fine. But if your goal is to really fucking take it seriously and to take it to the next level, hire someone that's done it, and will give you their best advice to get you there with minimal injuries, and at least reducing the risk of injuries, and to shorten that learning curve. Had I started working with Chad 5 years earlier, I truly believe I would have avoided a ton of injuries. And I would have got stronger. Because the way I was training before was just dumb. You know what I mean? There was no scientific. It was just bro lifting, and you know, I train now in a very specific scientific based training, and it's boring. Don't get me wrong, but it fucking works, man. It fucking works.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you again for coming on. Really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just listen to a fucking meathead ramble on for an hour, then I'm sure you'll enjoy the show.
Hey, that's what the show's all about, right?
Oh yeah, man. If you ever need me in the future, man, let me know, brother.
Awesome. Thank you.